We're going to need a new term in the community, damn near around the world, that's better than the word self-snitching, because this right here is the definition of whatever that word is. So y'all, if y'all can, give me some ideas on one word that we can use that means self-snitching. Let's go. And I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't see this. Government's response to defendant's motion for review and revocation of pretrial order for detention. All right, so let's get into it. They go on to say that defendant Terrence Rogers, a gang member with prior conviction for aggravated robbery, traveled to Dallas, Texas, where he participated in an armed robbery, armed kidnapping and robbery. He is charged with kidnapping and Hobbs Act extortion and conspiracy to commit the same. Rogers has also been charged with interstate transportation of stolen goods after he brazenly displayed the jewelry he obtained from the victims during the robbery at gunpoint over social media. Rogers was ordered detained after a magistrate court in Atlanta, Georgia, determined he was a danger to the community and fight risk if released. He now moves to revoke this detention order and requests the court impose conditions of release. However, his detention was and continues to be appropriate under 3142G factors. For the following reasons, this court should deny Rogers' motion and should continue his detention pending trial. Recap, since we didn't cover that. He wants a bond. He got denied bond from the court in Atlanta, the Fed court in Atlanta. Now he's in Dallas, and he's like, yo, the Atlanta courts, they got it wrong. I should be getting a bond. Boy, when I tell you, be careful what you ask for. Roll it. So they go on to talk about the robbery, January 10th, So they talk about the text messages, and what they do is they say who he actually is. So it says, in the days leading up to the offense, Williams Jr. messaged fellow gang members, including Rogers, to coordinate travel to Dallas for meeting with RD. These messages were sent in a Chopper Gang group message, which was end-to-end encrypted, right? So then it goes and it says, Rogers, a.k.a. Damn Fool, and Blue Bubble responding, bet, from Williams Jr. using the name Michael Myers. Williams Jr.'s message requests 630 or certified, which is believed to refer to certified gang members with two drivers for that Saturday, January 10, 2026. Featured in the chat are responses from, among others, co-defendant Glizzy, a.k.a. Darian McDaniel. So Rogers left Memphis, Tennessee on January 8, 2026, the day following the above message exchange with three of his co-conspirators and eventual co-defendants, Rodney Wright Jr., Darren McDaniel, and Demarion Gibson, as discussed in the message exchange above. The group traveled to Dallas in a Cat, i.e. a Dodge Charger Hellcat, and TRX. They arrived in Dallas in the early morning hours of January 9th. So then they talk about how everybody went through and all this crap. Now remember, we already seen this crap, so it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is this, right? It talks about his role in this. So whenever you see Rogers, that's what we're pretty much going to read. So just want y'all to understand that part. All right. So we get to going, and then it goes right here. Rogers, it says, talks about the release and Gucci Mane getting robbed and all that crap, and McDaniel didn't steal the chain. But mind you, these are all the other people. So we want to get to see what Rogers does, what they're saying. Emil, meanwhile, choked from behind from gunpoint, near unconscious. He was also robbed at gunpoint by Glover of his distinct Batman Rolex. So Glover is the person who choked the cameraman out and all that crap. Rogers was captured on surveillance video entering and exiting the building prior to the kidnapping and robbery, and then later exiting with what investigators believe was MM's stolen Louis Vuitton bag. So kind of like, I'm coming out with something. Rogers entered an office building that contains the music recording studio prior to the offense. So literally, boy, you gotta be some type of stupid. You just do. They're literally showing he came in there with nothing, left out with a Louis backpack. Oh my God. If it was stolen backpack, above it was stolen backpack. After the kidnapping robbery, Rogers and some of the other co-conspirators remained in Dallas overnight. The next day, on January 11, 2026, Rogers and some of his fellow co-conspirators took a Greyhound from Dallas back to Memphis. So that's the reason why they didn't drive back to Memphis, because one of the cars was stolen. And cat's like, F it, I'll take a Greyhound. And I'm assuming they had to think, we can't take the freaking quick ass flight from Dallas to Memphis because one, we got this shit on us. Two, it's cameras plastered everywhere. Three, man, Castle rode on Greyhounds with weed, with guns, with whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get caught because they run them goddamn dogs through there and everything. Sometimes they don't. But that's the only thing that makes logical sense to me. Before we get to the next freaking page, bro, let me tell y'all something. If you've never been to Dallas, if you've ever been there, never been there, secure your goddamn car. Bro, they have cars stolen from the flipping airport. Just a warning, man. I'm not trying to say Ceddy Nash got a cute girlfriend, possibly that's in Dallas, and he gotta, park his whip VIP in the freaking airport to show off to her. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is it is a big ass thing going on in Dallas. So cautious, because it says one of the vehicles the co-conspirators used to travel from Memphis to Dallas was stolen from the Comfort Inn early in the morning on January 11, 2026, leading to the co-conspirators pivot to bus travel for their return home. So when people are dissing these cats, talking about that they basically are idiots because they got on a Greyhound, they didn't have a choice. They did it. Anyways, Instagram videos from January 11, 2026 depict Rogers on a Greyhound bus flashing large amounts of cash. Don't worry, you're going to find out how the hell they knew it was 5 bands. Or on January 15, 2026, Rogers posted a video to his Instagram account, Damn Fool 375, that shows a watch visually similar to the high dollar rare and visually distinctive Rolex GMT Master 2 Bama Rolex with an oyster wheel band that was stolen from MM during the kidnapping and robbery. So these idiots, because you can't call them nothing else, had to do what stupid people do. And that show you proof that I did the crime. It says MM has provided investigators with photographs, a receipt, and a serial number for the stolen watch. MM has also explained to investigators that the Batman Rolex with the oyster wheel band is a rare watch and was able to identify it from footage on the Instagram account. Further research by investigators corroborated MM's statement after the rarity of a Batman Rolex through internet searches. So all they had to do was say, man, listen, we believe you. Bring that proof, but we got this through Google. Now look at how dumb he looked. Look how stupid this man looked. Rogers' iCloud search warrant returned, and his Instagram account revealed additional photographs of him posing, wearing the Batman Rolex in a sweatshirt featuring CMO and 375 acronyms and numbers associated with Chopper Gang. Well, nice shirt, man. Nice sweater, man. With the Shiesty and all this. Kind of little as hell. Let's get to it, though. Along with cell phone data and surveillance videos putting Rogers at the music studio on the date of the offense, investigators pulled a latent print from a red Solo cup left behind in the control room that was later linked to Rogers. Y'all was so dang sloppy and slick scared, in my opinion, that y'all just left every damn thing. I'm going to assume. This is what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that they didn't think that Gucci Mane was going to tell. That's the only way that makes sense. And I had to believe that because they must have basically not watched any damn news. The guy who is alleged to have killed Takeoff, that's the same thing that they said. They said he had freaking fingerprints on a champagne bottle, and his proximity to where the bullets were fired, that was on him. All right, cool. So let's finish this one out. At the detention hearing, the magistrate judge correctly detained Rogers after concluding that he was a danger to the community. And we already done all this stuff, so basically this fool got a bond, right? And He went to California and shot some shit up too. Shout out to him. He thugging like he supposed to, I guess. So talk about his April 7, 2014 arrest in Memphis for a robbery. Damn, he true to his craft. Was charged with theft for stolen property, $10,000 to $60,000, and aggravated robbery by the Shelby County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office, which I'm believing it's probably a car. You know what I'm saying? He probably grabbed a nice-ass car. You don't fluctuate that high like that for nothing else but a mother flipping vehicle. Just gonna be honest with y'all. Anyways, he was permitted to post bond for this offense in March of 2019. But in July 2019, he was arrested in California for assault with firearm on person and robbery second degree, which is crazy because typically the feds come and pick that shit up. So in September 2019, Rogers was convicted of robbery and sentenced to term of incarceration in California. As a result of his commission of an armed robbery while on bond for aggravated robbery, the state of Tennessee moved to revoke his bond when Rogers was released from his sentence in California when he was extradited back to Tennessee in December 2025 on the outstanding warrant. On December 15, 2025, Rogers was permitted to post a $95,000 bond in Tennessee after being out on bond for less than a month. Rogers committed the offense for which he presently stands charged. Meaning, bruh, your life is your life, brother. But you literally, we're not going to care about none of this shit or anything because this ain't what y'all came here for. But I had to show y'all how goddamn dumb this man is. So, let me see. Yeah, okay. So Rogers' motion takes issue with the reliability of evidence presented at his detention. Yeah, we don't care about none of that because they about to boom his ass. We go down to here. The government believes, however, that Rogers did not participate in this offense based on pure altruism alone. Instead, Rogers appeared to have been compensated for his role, posting videos to his Instagram account in the days following the kidnapping and robbery, wearing Chopper Gang merchandise with Williams Jr. popular song FDO, First Day Out, in the background, flashing copious amounts of cash, wearing what appears to be MM's stolen Rolex watch, and claiming that he was now certified. You are going to see how stupid this shit is. What do we call a snitch these days? A person who tells on another person. So we are going to need a new name for people who self-snitch because this, by definition, is self-snitching. They had to go to the mall, had to say that he is certified, you know what I'm saying? The nigga, he's adding himself. We go check his Instagram, see if it's deactivated. Because I'm curious how many followers he got for this stupid shit. Rogers' compensation for this crime or another Chopper Gang hit is further supported by a message uncovered by investigators that was sent to Rogers. Ty, stupid bitch ass nigga, your whole crew full of lames. Nigga paid y'all $5K a piece for a $15 million hit. Y'all some suckers. This had to be one of his ops or something, or one of his family members. Rogers' criminal history shows a pattern of violent criminal offenses and a disregard for the authority of courts. As recounted above, Rogers was on bond for, among other things, aggravated robbery in Memphis when he was convicted of robbery in California. While Rogers' motion paints his previous incarceration for armed robbery as a rehabilitative imprisonment, his subsequent conduct reveals that it was anything but. The court in Tennessee granted Rogers bond again in December last year, after which time he continued to associate with gang members, many of whom are felons with violent criminal records, carry deadly and dangerous weapons, and most notably, sign up as a willing participant in another violent criminal offense. This repeated disregard for conditions set by a court during the pendency of criminal cases against him underscores the necessity of Rogers' continued detention to protect the community from the crimes he commits while on court supervision and to prevent him from potentially fleeing prosecution. Conclusion. For all these reasons, there are no conditions or combinations of conditions that would sufficiently mitigate the danger Rogers poses to the community or his flight risk. Accordingly, the court should deny his motion, decline to impose conditions of release, and continue to detain Rogers pending trial. Fried, cooked, turned over, knocked out, everything gone. This here is a clear demonstration of how you can think shit gonna go a certain way and it go a whole nother way. They thought, and I know they had to think this because this is the only shit that makes sense. They had to believe them robbing Gucci Mane was gonna end up being probably some gangster shit. They had to believe that because the flashing off, the showing shit, the money and all that and everything. But bruh, you're probably gonna get 20 years. That man PSI gonna be ugly as shit. He probably gonna get 20 years for this shit. So he was a teenager when he got his first charge. Went to Cali, got in his shooting. Spent a couple years of his 20s and bro, your 30s and your 40s essentially are going to be in a goddamn federal prison. Just is what it is. And it gets to a point where I had to be honest about this shit. That was the plan you dumbasses came up with. We're at a time where if an artist doesn't like anybody, as far as music executives, the label he signed to, the artist that he messed with, bruh, all you gotta do is go on the internet. Pooh Shiesty, if he would have came out and told the truth about Gucci Mane holding his nuts on the FDO song, Gucci Mane holding his nuts on owing him the millions of dollars that he is owed to him. So let me put this one out. Ceddy Nash is 1,000,000% wrong on basically not saying that Pooh Shiesty deserved $15 million because he did. That man got 6 platinum freaking records. On top of that, the Back in Blood music video, bruh, that shit, the amount of views that damn thing has, bruh, that made millions of dollars just on YouTube. If you look up the numbers, and I'm pretty sure somebody will. If you look up the numbers, let me do it this way. Let me pull it up real quick because I don't think people understand how pissed off you had to be to goddamn move this damn stupid. Pooh Shiesty, Back in Blood. Let me see, bruh. The music video has 445 million views. That is millions of mother effing dollars. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. The fact that Pooh Shiesty's catalog on YouTube is worth millions of dollars. So I don't want to, man, listen, bro. Y'all see these videos, all this crap and everything, bro? Bro, that's millions of dollars. So I'm with him on that. I'm just not with him on how he handled it, man. But I'm going to say this. Whenever they try to go for bond, and this is the shit that Trap Lord Ross was talking about in that video he had did. When you go for a bond and you get denied, and you come for a second one, it's always that goddamn second response that's going to fry the shit out of you because they're going to make the case against you in court. And by God, they made the damn case. I didn't say God. I say whatever because I know people. You just said I'm not going to put no swear words in front of Elohim. But yeah, it's over. What word did y'all come up with that we can go with? Whatever has the most likes, as long as it's reasonable. Not know something stupid, because some of y'all, we watched South Park growing up. Remember when they had douche and turd sandwich? Yeah, nah, we ain't doing that. But god dang, what an idiot, man. But click right here to see how the FBI has gotten involved with Nolan Wells' murder, and somebody is going to be held responsible pretty soon. Click right here for that video, or click right here for the playlist, and I will catch y'all in the next one.